We do not talk enough about the boundaries you need to have with yourself to be a successful business owner. And not just in terms of money, I mean, money, yes, but also time freedom. Do you enjoy the work you are wildly selling? Do you enjoy who you are serving with that work? Does it feel meaningful and fulfilling? Do you get to exercise your creativity? Do you get to flex your skills and your special, unique medicine? And do you like the life you're living? Because our most precious asset is time, like literally the seconds of our lives that we will never get back. And if you are investing a significant portion of your time in your business and in your work, we better make it worthwhile, right? So I do talk a lot about the boundaries we need to have with other people in terms of our pricing, protecting the scope of our work and our projects. But we also need to have boundaries with ourselves. So one I had to really work to feel okay about doing is protecting my time off, protecting my downtime, because I realized I had this secret fear that if I actually got the influx of clients, the influx of work, the influx of sales and money and following, that I would literally never rest, because when I was hustling for that stuff, I wasn't resting at all. And I was already tired from hustling, as in like getting my work out there and also serving the clients I did have really well. So I was already exhausted and burnt out. And so even when I was marketing and trying to sell more and hit those big goals, like a secret part of me was like, I hope it doesn't happen because we are already tired and you're already not resting. And so, with that mismatch, weird things happen in your marketing and you wonder why you're not hitting your sales and stuff. So a boundary with yourself is actually protecting the time you need off to resource yourself and to be able to keep doing this sort of thing long term, showing up, really serving your clients well. And also like protecting your creative cycles. If you are the CEO, if you are responsible for the business, so everybody who works in and for the business and everyone who's being served by the business, you have to be very careful with the things that make you able to handle that give you the capacity to be able to hold that. So rest is a big one, yes, but also protecting your energy, understanding your creative cycles and designing your schedule accordingly so that you aren't asking unfair things of yourself or assuming that you'll just work yourself into the ground and once you hit these goals you'll get a stop, because that's not how it works. Growing capacity means we are training ourselves to be able to hold more, not by exhausting all of our resources to get there, but being really good at balancing our different needs and the different demands on us. Another really big one for trauma survivors and folks that are drawn to my work who have either through toxic families, abusive relationships, being discriminated, oppressed, shut out of systems due to the isms or the obias. So like your sexism, your racism, your classism, your neurodiversity, your homophobia, your transphobia. And due to that traumatic history, a lot of us were conditioned to out of asking for what we wanted, and conditioned to believe that we just had to accept the best we can get. And so connecting with our big vision and being able to say no or for an additional fee takes some introspection and some work and some time with ourselves to really get in touch with what is a yes, what is a no, what is a for now, what that feels like physically in our bodies and emotionally, because as a totally understandable coping mechanism, a lot of us have really numbed out to just be able to tolerate a lot less than what we want, need, and deserve. And so the boundary with yourself that you are going to learn a new coping mechanism so that when things get uncomfortable or hard, you are not checking out of your body, you are not checking out of your emotions. A boundary with yourself to be able to give yourself the opportunity to even notice whether you're settling, because you are in touch with what you want for your business. You've spent the time to figure out what your big vision is, and then to be able to set up boundaries and communicate them in order to protect that vision requires you to have presence with yourself And if you have a trauma history that makes that difficult, then a boundary with yourself is, I need to get the support to make that possible for me. So I'm in therapy. I advise every entrepreneur, not just my clients, to also seek support from a licensed mental health professional, because I think that's important for just emotional regulation and navigating a riskier path than most decide to take. A path that demands a lot of empowerment, agency, making choices, owning mistakes, being responsible for the good results and the bad results, which you have to be as the CEO. That's hard. That's hard on anyone's emotional system. And then also like trauma-informed, compassionate business support that doesn't try to put you back in a box where you have to conform to other people's way of doing things, and then discourages you from finding your own way of doing things, because that's not going to help. But the boundary with yourself is to get support and make sure it's aligned with your values and your needs and is actually supportive for you to do this whole entrepreneurship thing. And that is a boundary, because it's easy for a lot of us, especially if we're the hustlers, if we've always been the responsible one, if we're the don't ask for help one, if we're the oldest daughter, right? The first thing to go when things get tight are our self-care stuff, and we put our resources to things that need it more. But babe, as a CEO, as the person who wants to get to the places you want to go, you have to have the boundary with yourself that you are not going to redirect your needs away from you. And this is going to take some noticing what your default habits are, deciding on new ones, practicing them, building them in, making that muscle memory for new ways of operating in the world, which is so hard. It's challenging work because it's shadow work, right? It's challenging work anyway, but it's a lot harder to do it on your own without support, or with support systems that are actively discouraging you or knocking your self-confidence down a peg or telling you you're supposed to be following these rules, these ways of doing things that just don't work for you. And then lastly, there's so many boundaries we need with ourselves, but the last one I want to mention today is, how do you talk to yourself? Like, what's your inner monologue like? Because so many of us adopt cruel voices from our past as our inner monologue, and we don't change the way we speak to ourselves. And it's hard to stay hyped, motivated, encouraged, to have the courage and the strength to take accountability for the bad and the good as a result of our actions as CEO. It's so hard to do that when no matter what we do, our inner monologue is punishing us, is being cruel to us, is talking us down, is wrecking our confidence, is making us feel bad for trying. So a boundary with ourselves is figuring out what we need to do to update the way we talk to ourselves internally, is building in repetition and practice and routine to practice these new habits, practice new ways of speaking to ourselves, practice new ways of resourcing ourselves, practicing new ways of prioritizing support for ourselves so we can get to where we want to go. So if this sounds like stuff you could use some support working on, I am teaching a business boundaries course over 4 Wednesdays starting October 30th, where we are going to talk about building boundaries directly into your business and the CEO version of you to protect your money, your capacity / project scope, your time, and your big vision for your business and yourself. And it's only $10 to join today, but that's the last day at this price. It goes up to $20 tomorrow, Tuesday, October 21st. So still batting on a budget pricing. We meet 4 Wednesdays for a masterclass and then a business lab. So you can ask me questions on how to directly implement the lesson into your business, like right away, right now, today. And then you also get complimentary access to my awesome Marketing Confidence Cheerleading membership program, which is called The Squad. It's a group of fabulously, excellently eccentric entrepreneurs, all very unique individuals doing business their way, total rebels, and like killing it. And the support in there is next level. So we have a private community where you can ask me any questions strategic, tactical, emotional. You can show me your marketing assets. You can show me your offers that you're working on. You can ask me about pricing in between our classes. You also get access to our monthly masterclass. Our squad masterclass for November is how to get out of your own way as an entrepreneur and CEO. You get access to our group coaching call as well. So lots of built-in support as we do this vulnerable work of working on boundaries, which is very needed, I think, for a lot of us headed into November and the holiday season, where we might be thrown back into old dynamics, families of origin, etc. So great time of year to be working on boundaries. Anyhow, I would love to see you there. DM me or message me if you have any questions at all. And if this video struck a chord, message me, link in comments, share. Love to see all of your feedback. Okay, love you, bye.